Modern humans dread Mondays, but Neanderthals faced something far more brutal. Every dawn began on frozen ground, surrounded by the ache of old injuries and gnawing hunger. Knowing survival meant risking death by thrusting a wooden spear into a charging beast. Their world was relentless and punishing, yet somehow this was just routine. This is what it took to survive a single Neanderthal day. The air inside the cave is so cold it bites exposed skin. Breath hangs in the darkness, swirling above a bed of animal hides laid over rough stone. The fire that burned through the night is now only a scatter of blackened wood and pale ash. Its warmth vanished long before sunrise. Every muscle aches from yesterday's labor, and the ground's chill seeps through layers of fur and bone. Hands, stiff and raw, fumble for embers that refuse to answer. Joints protest with the memory of old injuries, ribs that never set straight, a shoulder that grinds with every movement. This pain is not a warning, but a companion. There is no food waiting, no hidden cache, no bread or dried meat. Hunger is immediate and sharp, a hollow gnawing that never truly disappears. Neanderthal bodies burn calories just to keep from freezing. In this climate, even rest drains energy. The group stirs, each person wrapped in the same shroud of cold and fatigue, faces drawn and eyes searching for any sign of warmth. Children whimper quietly, too young to understand that comfort is not part of this world. The only answer is to move. The cave mouth promises more cold, but also the first faint light. There is no time to linger. Every minute spent here is another minute lost to hunger. The day's first task is the most dangerous: hunt or starve. There is no luxury of waiting for the pain to fade. Survival begins before the sun has cleared the horizon. The morning hunt begins with a slow, silent crawl through tangled brush and frost-hardened grass. Each Neanderthal grips a spear, 2 meters of sharpened wood, heavy enough to drive through thick hide, but balanced for control, not flight. These are not weapons for throwing from a safe distance. The Schoningen spears, found preserved in ancient lakeshore mud, show a center of mass closer to the tip, built for thrusting with both hands. To use them, hunters must close the gap until they are nearly within arm's reach of prey that outweighs them by half a ton. Every step forward is a calculation. Wind direction, animal scent, the crunch of frozen earth underfoot. One mistake and the herd scatters, or worse, charges. The lead hunter edges behind a fallen log, eyes fixed on the massive flank of a woolly rhino as it grazes, oblivious for now. The group fans out, each member watching for a signal, each heartbeat loud in the hush. There is no cover at the final meters. The only way to strike is to rise and rush, driving the spear upward with all the force the body can muster. No shield, no armor, just a layer of fur and muscle between the hunter and a wall of horn. The risk is immediate and total. A single misstep means a shattered rib, a crushed leg, or worse. In this world, every hunt is a wager, and the odds are never kind. The herd is already uneasy, nostrils flaring at the scent of sweat and old blood. Neanderthal hunters, half crouched in the brittle grass, drive the animals toward a dead end, a jutting headland with no escape but a drop. This is not luck. Generations have learned how to funnel prey with shouts and stones, using the land itself as a weapon. The ground shakes as a woolly rhino wheels, hemmed in by bodies and noise. There is no time for fear. Spears are braced, both hands gripping polished wood slick with frost. At the signal, the group surges forward. The world narrows to the wall of muscle and horn ahead. Spears strike together, thrusting upward into the animal's side. Its scream is a thunderclap, legs buckling as blood steams in the cold air. The kill is never clean. The rhino thrashes, hooves kicking. One hunter caught too close. A horn catches his thigh, tearing muscle, sending him sprawling. He scrambles away, blood staining the snow, dragging his leg behind him. The rest close in, driving their points home until the animal collapses, breath rasping, eyes rolling back. The silence after is almost as violent as the charge. Jaws clench against exhaustion, hands shaking from the force of the strike. The injured hunter limps, teeth gritted, already calculating how he will keep up on the way back. The price is paid in flesh and pain, but there is meat on the ground. The day is not won, but it is not lost yet. Blood still pools around the wound as the injured hunter presses a strip of hide against his thigh. There is no clean water, no herbs, only pressure and hope. Another adult kneels beside him, hands rough from years of the same work, binding the gash with strips cut from the rhino's own skin. In this group, almost everyone carries scars, broken ribs that never quite healed, arms that set at odd angles, fingers fused by old fractures. Trinkhouse's studies show more than 80% of adult Neanderthal skeletons bear the marks of repeated trauma, a record of lives spent colliding with massive animals in hard ground. The kill site becomes a frantic workshop. Stone flakes bite into the thick hide, edges dulling after just a few cuts. The priority is the organs, liver, heart, kidneys, torn free while the carcass is still steaming. These are eaten raw, swallowed in greedy mouthfuls, because within hours the warmth will turn to rot. There is no time to savor, no fire to wait for. Every calorie counts. Children chew at strips of fat, while elders gnaw bone ends, everyone gorging now because the next meal is never guaranteed. The wounded elder is helped to his feet, blood seeping into the snow, and together the group begins to hack limbs from the carcass. Heavy haunches are loaded onto backs, tied with sinew. The work is exhausting, tools slipping in numb hands, but every piece carried home is another day bought against the cold. The work never lets up. Hauling meat is only the beginning. By afternoon, every member of the band, old and young, wounded or not, settles into a rhythm of survival chores. Stone tools, dulled by the morning's butchery, need urgent attention. Knapping begins. A sharp-edged flake is struck from a core, then another, each chip sending a spark of pain through already battered hands. Mysterian refits show this cycle repeated dozens of times in a single day. Scrapers are pressed into new service, their edges quickly rounded by thick hides. The scraping is relentless, arms aching as layers of fat and membrane are peeled away to make clothing and shelter. Over years, this labor leaves its mark. Right arms and shoulders grow massive, bones twisted by repetition, a physical record of endless scraping. There is no specialist. With only 20 people, everyone must knap, scrape, and stitch. The toolkeeper, often an older adult too injured for the hunt, moves from person to person, checking edges, trading advice, handing out freshly sharpened flakes. Hides are stretched and pegged, sinew is split for thread, and the air fills with the steady rasp of stone on skin. Even those tending wounds or watching children are drawn into the grind, their fingers stained with fat and ochre. Fatigue builds as dusk nears, but the work cannot stop. Every sharpened edge and scraped hide is a small defense against the night to come. Night falls and the cave shrinks to a circle of flickering orange. Beyond the fire, darkness presses in, alive with the coughs of cave lions and the distant laughter of hyenas. The air smells of smoke and old blood. Every shadow is a possible threat. One adult sits upright, spear in hand, eyes fixed on the shifting gloom. Sleep is rationed, parceled out in brief turns. The fire is not comfort, it is a wall, the only thing holding back teeth and claws. Archaeologists have found Neanderthal bones scored with carnivore tooth marks, proof that predators sometimes breached the barrier or caught someone alone. Layers of charcoal and burned bone in caves like Kabara and Gorham's show how fire was rebuilt night after night, the line between safety and disaster measured in glowing embers. No one counts on living to old age. The average Neanderthal survived just 30 to 35 years. Most died from wounds, infection, or the jaws of other hunters. Women risked their lives with every birth. To reach 40 was to become a legend. Life was short, brutal, and uncertain. Every night a gamble, every dawn a victory. Every scar etched in Neanderthal bone is a reminder. Survival was never guaranteed, only earned. Today, our comforts rest on the shoulders of ancestors who endured the unimaginable. Their resilience shapes our very DNA, a relentless testament to what it takes to persist, even when every day is brutal.